Do you struggle with being happy? Does life feel hard, and do you long for a sense of joy that lasts? Well, my guest today is a Boston, Massachusetts native who's known deep trauma and despair. Barry Shore went to bed one night and woke up the next day completely paralyzed from a rare disease. That experience changed his life. He is the only person I have ever met who seems to have mastered the elusive state of being filled with joy. Today, he's a mental health activist, a successful serial entrepreneur with 2 multi-million-dollar exits, 3 issued U.S. patents, and a vision for enabling people to donate money at no cost to charities of their choice. He's a best-selling author, a successful podcaster with more than 3 million downloads, a sought-after business consultant and coach, but his most important accomplishment is loving and being married to the same woman for over 45 years, and serving as a role model to his 2 beautiful grandchildren. If you have ever had troubles and pain in your life, settle in and take some notes as the ambassador of joy, Barry Shore, shares with you how to overcome them all and live the life of gratitude, joy, and love. Hello, and welcome to Hero Up, the podcast that inspires and challenges you to step up and become heroic in all areas of your life. I'm your host, Tony Stark Palici, and it's my goal to give you practical, actionable advice and insights into copywriting, mindset, lifestyle, and impact. On this show, we'll explore how to create compelling and persuasive marketing messages, and I'll give you clever tips to make you stand out as a hero. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a freelancer, a coach, or a creative, this podcast is for you. So, let's dive in. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Hero Up podcast. You just heard the amazing introduction, my friend Barry Shore here. Barry is an amazing man. Barry, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to talk to you and so excited for what you're going to share with the audience today.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved immortal beings, and good-looking people. Now, fabulous, Tony. How can I make the categorical statement that all the thousands and tens of thousands of people that tune in and listen to Hero Up are all good-looking? Because by definition, if they tuned into this show, it means they're always looking for and finding the good in life. That's a good-looking person, looking for and finding the good in life. And how much better can you be than being a hero and learning from Tony and his guests? In this case, me.
Absolutely. And you know what, everyone, you're in for a treat because Barry has a tremendous, inspiring story. You think he's exciting and he's motivated and he's happy now. Wait until you hear how he got that way. So, Barry, the first thing I want to ask you is, just for the people who don't know you yet, what do you do and why do you do it?
Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you for asking. My wife asks me that question often as well. What do I do? I am known in the world as the ambassador of joy. Now, notice I didn't say the ambassador of joy. I'm the ambassador of joy, which means my mission in life is to enable people to learn how to live in joy daily, no matter the circumstances in your life. That's what I do. Why do I do it? Let me give you a quick story. Imagine, if you can, I'm standing up in the morning, completely healthy and hearty, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. And that evening, I'm in the hospital, Tony, completely, totally paralyzed, my neck down. I became what's known as a quadriplegic in a matter of hours. And it was not an automobile accident, and it wasn't a spinal injury. It was a rare disease which took over my body and rendered me quadriplegic. Nothing in the body moved. Nothing. I could only communicate by blinking my eyes. I was 144 days in the hospital. I was in a hospital bed in my own home. I couldn't move for 2 years. I was in a wheelchair for 4 years. I had braces on both my legs, from my hips to my ankles, and that was progress. Thank God today I'm able to be vertical and ambulatory with the help of a 7-foot walking wand. So I'm a triped, not a biped. Can't walk up a stair by myself. I can't walk up a curb by myself. I have help 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But you hear my voice. Positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, all because of one word. One word. Smile. This one word, because it stands for seeing miracles in life every day. You hear that? Seeing miracles in life every day. Now, I urge everybody, write that word down. Wow, that's amazing. Yes, Barry, it is amazing. Okay, let me tell you a quick story.
Absolutely.
I'm privileged to be able to speak on webinars and in person. I recently did an in person. We had 1,127 people in the audience. And I'm telling you a story about Barry Shore and about seeing miracles. And some people raised their hands and say, hey, Barry Shore, I've been up for hours where I haven't seen any miracles. And I ask people, are you here? Can you hear? Can you stand still? I can't do that. Can you walk? I can barely do that. Do you have water to drink? Do you have food to eat? Do you have a place to sleep? Do you have family and friends? Every single one of those is a miracle. What's the simple proof? The simple proof. 1,000,000 people didn't get out of bed this morning. You know why? They died. By definition, if you're watching or you're listening, you didn't. Therefore, you have an obligation. That's right, an obligation in life to live life to the full, to live exuberantly, to be a hero. To be a hero, everybody can be a hero. You don't have to be paralyzed to learn how to value life. Every time that you are able to get up from a chair, which I still can't do, or to be able to walk, which I can barely do, to be able to smile with somebody else, to be able to eat. You are a hero when you exude positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant energy. Isn't that right, Tony?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
That's what a
Barry, I
hero
was
really
going
is.
to ask you at some point in this interview if you've ever had a bad day, but it sounds like you just described it to me. Was that the worst one?
It was, and it wasn't even. Let's ask the question another way. Like people say to me, "Hey Barry, this is almost unbelievable." And I go, well, no, it's real. And you ever had a bad day? Now I'm 75 chronologically, Tony. I'm
Okay.
48 metabolically because I'm going to explain why. Because I now swim 2 miles a day, 6 days a week. We'll talk about that. And my mental acuity is 28 because I work with a lot of 28-year-olds or 25-year-olds and 30s on the internet building platforms, which we'll talk about. And my SOW in life is 8. So some people are asking already, okay, Barry, what's an SOW? I'm 8 years old, meaning sense of wonder.
Sense of wonder.
You want to
Yes.
be an 8-year-old or somewhere between 6 and 9. Below 6, a little too young. When you get over 9, then they're in the double digits and the school comes in and puts you in a box. You want to be between 6 and 9. Everything in the world is, wow, look at that. Isn't that amazing? What about this? Et cetera, et cetera. You're always looking around. Sense of wonder. So I'm privileged to tell you, wonderful Tony, that since the age of 15, so that's more than 60 plus years on the planet, I haven't had a bad day. Have I had some difficult times in a day? Like, hello, I was doing well all day on September 17th, 2004, until about 4:30 in the afternoon. From then on, I was paralyzed. That was okay. That was difficult. That was a challenge. Did it ruin the whole day? No, because I was alive before that. I'm alive now. I'm alive. I'm able to speak with people. Matter of fact, some people love hearing the story. They say, this is great, Barry. If you can do it, well, I can do it. Well, yeah, anybody can do it. What does it mean doing it? It means being able to understand that you are a cog. I tell people, cog, you think about a little small thing in a big machine, right? Just who cares? Well, a cog stands for channel of goodness, a child of God. When you recognize who you are, you're a channel of goodness. Everybody has the energy of a Tony Robbins, of a Barry Shore. You don't have to be just like us. You can be just you. You can be an introverted guy. Be giving. Be kind. Be generous. You can be soft spoken. It doesn't matter. It's the ability to channel goodness in life that makes you a hero. That's the
I
genius of life. You can never have a bad day up to that. You can have stuff happen. Okay. You were supposed to go to a big important meeting and you go to your car and it doesn't start. Now what do? Okay. You breathe, you think, make alternative plans, and you make stuff happen. That's the genius of life. We live in a positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant world, right? And it's It's all because of what we're doing right now, Tony. This is over the internet. You can ask anybody, what does www stand for? Invariably, they'll say it has to do with the internet, right? And factually speaking, they're correct. In our world, Tony, you and me, and all the people listening, because we're all good looking, in the positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant world, www stands for what a wonderful world. And is the word, right? What a wonderful world.
Right, right.
That's
Love it.
how we live, think, and interact with everybody that we meet. Am I correct?
You're correct. So, Barry, before this happened to you in 2004, did you have the same mindset that you have now? Or did this mindset where you have chosen a way of being, you have chosen gratitude, you have chosen joy, you have chosen to show up the way that you do? Was your mindset that way prior? Or did this, what some people would look at as the worst possible thing, did this opportunity that God allowed into your life shift you?
So you just used two of the most important words that I share with people on a regular basis. It has to do with what you said, like the word mindset and the word shift. So let's have a lot of fun together. Wonderful,
Okay.
Tony. And again, I am deeply honored that I'm here with you today and with people that are listening and watching because we love to be able to share. Yeah, when I just do my podcast, so thank God we have hundreds of thousands of listeners every week, more than 6 million downloads, called The Joy of Living. Just search anywhere. Find the Joy of Living podcast on my website, barryshore.com, BARRYSHORE.com. And one of the things that we talk about, the most important, is that we discuss the three fundamentals of life. And these three fundamentals, when you use them, will make everyone, anybody, happier, healthier, and wealthier. Who doesn't want that? So what are the three fundamentals? Number one, your life has purpose. When you lead a purpose-driven life, number two happens. Now, in this case, a good number two. You go mad. Tony is mad. Mad stands for make a difference. Lead a purpose-driven life and make a difference in the world. And the third fundamental is to unlock the power and the sequence of everyday words and terms. Again, we said WWW, what a wonderful world. Smile, seeing miracles in life every day. And then you just said about this what world I call the word is create. Causing rethinking, enabling all to excel. That's create. And when you do that, you're talking about what we call a shift in perspective. Now, dear Tony, I've been working with people for more than 4.5 decades. And I can tell you, I work with people that are already highly accomplished when they come to me. And yet 97.2% of all the people I begin working with, they drop the F in shift and the other stuff happens. You got to be effing careful with your F's. You want to shift your perspective just slightly, and guess what happens? Then you can be able to internalize, utilize, and leverage the six most important words you'll ever learn. And you just articulated. Ready?
Ready.
Choice, not chance. Your destiny. Choice, not chance. How you choose to respond in any given situation will determine your path in life and the trajectory. That's what we just said, right? So
Right.
you asked me about mindset. So I am happy to tell you that prior to being completely, totally paralyzed, my mindset was positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. Was I like this before? The simple answer is yes. The nuanced answer is not. This is now exponential. In other words, I went into being paralyzed. The good Lord said, Mr. Shore, paging Mr. Shore, I need your attention. How did he get my attention? So I'm going to put you down for a little bit. You're going to be completely paralyzed for a number of years. I need you to be able to now walk your talk. Because I was very positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant, and energetic prior. I've had, thank God, very successful business life. I built 2 large companies, which we sold to public companies, made a lot of money. I have 3 issued patents. And I'm human. I lost a lot of money, Tony. I made a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. And now the good Lord says, Mr. Shore, we need you. And lie down for a little bit and get really focused on life. What are you here to do? So my mindset was, as you just said, did I look upon this as, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing that ever happened in my life? Or was it the big O, opportunity? Now, I didn't know at the time. I mean, I had no idea where I was going to be, what was I going to do. So if you're watching, you see Barry Shule moving his arms, he's looking, he's cured. Well, yes, from the waist up, I can't get out of the chair. I'm still paralyzed the waist down. Okay, big deal. I can move my arms. I can do more. I can talk. I can do more than I could 20 years ago. Let me tell you a quick story, if I may.
Please.
This happened in the first 3 weeks when I was in the hospital. And again, barely speak, communicating, blinking my eyes. They're picking me up every day, moving around, doing tests and trying to make sure what I have and what they can do to help and anything like that. So I had one particular person, a nurse, that I had for, I think, 4 days in a row. Male nurse, interesting enough. And he was working with me every day for 4 days. And on this particular day, he's putting me on the gurney, reeling me back to my room. And he stops the gurney and he bends down and he says to me, Mr. Shore, can I ask you a personal question? So again, I can barely speak. And usually I blink once for yes and twice for no. So I blinked my eyes and I just whispered yes. He says, this is what I do for a living. I work specifically with people who are paralyzed, going through stuff. How come you're not bitter and angry? That was his question. Most of the people I work with are bitter and angry. So I realized at that moment, Tony, that he was asking me the great existential question, which is, God, why did you do this to me? But that's not the question I was asking. I was asking, dear Lord, I'm just a regular guy. What am I supposed to do? What do you need me to do? I had no idea if I'd ever move again, get up and use my walking one, or I'll tell you in a little bit about my swimming. I had no idea whatsoever. It could have been that they thought I would never move again. But I asked, dear Lord, what do you want? Here's the amazing thing. Tony, I was 55 years of age. At that moment, I had never experienced such complete, total calm as at that moment. And I said, I don't know. I'll do whatever you want.
Wow. Yeah. See, that's
Wow's a
amazing.
wonderful word. You know why?
Yes, I do, but I want you to tell us.
Wow stands for words of wonder. Wow. We love the three fundamentals are, remember, purpose of life, go mad, and uncover the power of the secrets. Everyday words of turn. People say, wow. Wow stands for words of wonder, words of wisdom. That was me. Me.
Yeah.
The good Lord said, Barry Shore, I need you. Okay. What do I do? And that's how Einstein Cares came into being, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. It's interesting to me because I think that our level of happiness tends to rise up to like our level of misery. There's a saying, it's like quality of life minus or plus envy equals happiness. And I think so many of us are running around today feeling like victims of our circumstances instead of being victors, we're victims, right? And, it's really not that difficult to understand that everything is a choice, right? Like energy is a choice, joy is a choice.
Right. You and I love the Bible, especially what other people call the Old Testament. And in there, one of the greatest phrases or short sentences is God says to the people, the Israelites in the desert, I give before you good and evil and life and death. And then he says after that, choose life.
Choose life.
Does God need to tell us to choose life? If I give you life or death and good and evil, choose life? Well, yes, he's telling us you have the power. If each individual, by the way, let me just make this very clear. This show today, Hero Up, it's not about Tony Stark. He's a great guy. It's not about him. It's not about Barry Shaw. Yeah, he's great, interesting. It's not about me. It's about you. YOU. You becoming the best you possible because you're the best you. You make the world a better place. You build more bridges of harmony, create more joy, happiness, peace, and love. So this is all about choosing life. And life is a great acronym, one of ours that we have available, called Living Inspirationally for Eternity. Wow, I'm an eternal being? Yes. When you think of yourself as an eternal being, and that when you choose goodness, kindness, compassion, you are making a difference in the world. And it can be done in the most subtle ways. Speaking to somebody on the phone, a representative for a company, you called in because you needed their help, and it's a difficult situation, and then you're frustrated because the person's not even helping you, or they're trying but they're not doing it. So you can make the choice to speak kindly and softly and say, I know you must have a really tough job. I'm just letting you know it's frustrating for me, and I appreciate you making the time to help. What did you just do to somebody at the other end of the line? You gave them life. You gave them hope. Hope stands for helping others progress every day. And by the way, I'm Tony, you're going to love this. I'm privileged to say I published 3 books last year in 2023, published 1 this year already, and 1 more coming out. And my books are available as an ebook for absolutely no cost. No cost. Just go to barryshore.com, barryshore.com/ebook, and you can get a copy of a book for free. Now, the key is get it and read it. Use it. I don't care if you read 1 or 2 pages a day. And it will make a difference in your life. It will make a difference for you and all the people you live with. This is really important. And it's available at no cost. So the sign of a winner, Tony, as you know, better than anybody, because this is who you are. The sign of a winner is action. 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 Get a copy of a book. You can get The Joy of Living. You get the pocket full of acronyms, 101 acronyms that are all positive and purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. Get the other book called Oh Shift. Woo! When we spell shift, it's SHI, and the F is a little bold line, and then the T.
Right.
And you get another book, Reframing the Art of Living. It's all about what you said, Tony, so wonderfully well. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Mindset.
Yeah. You said something so accurate that I started this podcast because I wanted to bring inspiration to people, right? I wanted to bring hope. That's part of my mission as a man of God. But there are people out there that have experienced trauma and they haven't healed. There are people out there that experienced abuse and they hang on to it. There's people out there that don't know, the love of God. They don't have support. How do you suggest somebody who is wounded to such a point that they aren't even in a place where they can comprehend that they have a choice to be any different? Where does somebody like that start? What would you say to them?
And I am humbled and honored to be here with you and to be addressing people. I'll make this categorical statement now. Everyone you meet in life is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Therefore, be kind always. Be kind. Kind stands for keep inspiring noble deeds. A smile, a warm embrace, a thank you. I urge people, you want to start someplace? It's the easiest place to start. It will gain you so much that you'll be sending in emails to Tony and Barry and saying, I can't believe it really works, but it does. The 2 most powerful words in the English language. Use them 3 times a day, consciously and conscientiously, from now and the rest of your life. You hear that? What are these 2 words? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Consciously and conscientiously. There are many people who say thank you throughout the day because it's a ritual. Thank you, thank you. Okay. I'm talking about consciously and conscientiously choosing to say thank you, and sometimes even in difficult situations or in very nice situations. Thank stands for to harmonize and nurture kindness. To harmonize and nurture kindness. When you nurture kindness in yourself, you can learn how to fly. Now, what does fly stand for? First, love. yourself. You want to be able to move away from the trauma, the hurt, the pain, the difficulty. First thing is learn to love yourself and say thank you to other human beings consciously, conscientiously, 3 times a day. 3 times a day. People say, well, that's easy. I can do that. Okay, start doing it. So we have an interesting situation here. Technology is great when it works. So I don't know if we're still recording. It seems that we are. So I will continue. And hopefully our host, wonderful Tony, will be joining us back in just a couple of moments. And so here we go. I'd like to tell everybody that it's called the Hero Up podcast, HEROUP. So I thought of an acronym for Hero Up, and it's the following. Be a hero, helping everyone, retaining optimism. You hear that? Helping everyone retain optimism. So that means, first of all, you need to be optimistic. Well, that's hard for me, Barry Shore. Okay, then do it for 1 or 2 minutes a day. Then graduate. Next week, do 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you want. But choose to be optimistic for a period of time. Hero. Helping everyone retain optimism. And one of the ways to do it is by you being optimistic or showing that. And up, remember it's Hero Up. Up stands for unlimited potential.
Yeah.
Because that's who you are.
Those
you
are great.
recognize that you're a human being. And as a human being, there is no one and nothing more powerful on this planet than you. Nothing. Everybody's heard of, well, I'll give you a nice, interesting visual. You ready for this, everybody? The visual is the following. Learn to love dog poop. Did Barry Shore just say learn to love dog poop? Yes. Learn to love dog poop because dog poop is a fabulous acronym that stands for dog doing the good. Power of one person. Everybody's heard of Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, Elon Musk. Just name any great person that you know of. They have no more ability than you do. Oh, come on, Barry Shore. Look at them, just fabulous and great. And look what they did. Yeah. You can do the same thing in your world, in your universe. Doing of good brings you into an entirely different perspective of life. Shift your perspective. Power of one person. When you recognize the power that you have, and again, it's no different than Gandhi, Elon Musk. You have the same power. When you do that, now watch this. You reach out to one person on your right, another person on your left, 2 more people. Those 2 reach out to 2 more. There's 4. 4 goes to 8, 8 to 16, 32, 64, etc., etc., etc. You now are creating a tsunami of goodness that cannot be stopped by anything. There is no power in the universe to stop positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant energy. You can even say to me, but I'm sure the same is true about negative. Yeah. So, when you're positive, you override it. Choose. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Einstein Cares is something that everybody, go to EinsteinCares.com. You know how to spell Einstein, and if you don't, look it up. EinsteinCares.com. Sign up for early access, and then we launch and sign up. It is something that is just so powerful because it touches what everybody wants to do. I love giving. Hey, I also like getting, and I love shopping. Duh. What a wonderful combination. Frictionless, seamless. You don't have to change anything. You enter in your existing credit card. Nothing changes for you. Go to the places that, there's thousands and thousands of places to shop. You just go there and stuff happens. All good. You need the stuff anyway. You go to shop. And now you can shop with purpose. You help yourself. You're helping your charity of choice. This is truly a breakthrough. And again, came about because I was a quadriplegic. Hey, that's okay. Remember we said before? Good Lord said, Barry, sure, I need your attention. Okay, I said, I'm here to serve. What am I supposed to do? Now I know what I'm here to do. We're here to work with each other to bring more kindness, compassion, joy, happiness, peace, and love to the world.
I wanted to go back. You said earlier your biological age is 48 because you swim 6 miles a day. Now,
Not 6, not 2 miles a day, not 6 miles a day.
oh, two. I'm sorry. Is
No,
it 7 days a week or 6 days a week?
6 days a week. Now, I will tell
Okay.
you, Tony, that there was a day a few months ago that I did swim 6.5 miles without stopping.
Wow. Wow.
That's a while. Yeah, even for me, that was a big wow. I needed to do it because, okay, inside baseball stuff. A
Okay.
mile of swimming, they say, is equal to 4.1 miles of running. So I can't run at the moment. And I've always wanted to run a marathon because I grew up in a place called Boston, Massachusetts, and the Boston Marathon just went by our home, virtually 50 yards from my parents' home every year. So I've been watching the Boston Marathon since I was 10 years old. And I was, quad and all that sort of. So I didn't run the marathon. Okay, I like running and bicycling, but I didn't want to do a marathon. Now when I couldn't, but I swim, I said, wow, if I swim 6.5 miles, that's equal to 26 point miles. So I can swim a marathon. So I did that. So I
That's
did, but usually
fantastic.
it's 2 miles, 6 days a week. And for those who want to hear, and you all want it, leaning in, as of today, which is June 21st, the longest day of the year, beginning of summer, at 2024. I am at mile number 9,653. I
That
track
is
every mile.
that is
It's
amazing.
more than a third of the way around the world.
Wow. Wow. Okay. The reason that I brought up the swimming is because, see, people we haven't talked a lot about this yet, but we like to make excuses, human beings. We like to make excuses, right? And I don't think there's anybody on the planet, well, maybe a few like really powerful leaders who would look at Barry Shore and if you didn't feel like going swimming one day, would say, it's okay, Barry, we understand. Look how much you're dealing with, right? But you're not like that. You get up every single day and it's a privilege for you to be able to go out and swim. And that
6 days
consistency,
a week, not on the Sabbath, not
yeah,
on the
six
Sabbath.
days a week. That's yes. That's where I got the six from. That we don't exercise on Shabbat, but the on Sabbath. But the the fact that you go out and do this is part of what keeps you joyful and energized. It's all part of
You're
it, right?
so, one of the reasons we love Tony is because he's so intuitive, smart, insightful. So I want to mention to you and to people, when I hit mile number 9,600, I made a video. I make videos along the way of when I get the numbers and such. So I made this particular video a few months ago. And one of the reasons I make the video because why do I swim? I swim because it helps me. Hello, great tan, keeps me happy and healthy, etc. And I swim for all the people in the world who say I can't, I can't. Yes, you can. That's what I say in the video. Of course you can. Move, do something, because you asked earlier, and it's a beautiful and important question. Okay, come on, Barry Shore. You're rich and handsome and famous. It's easy for you. Well, it's not. The point is, what about somebody who does have the trauma and won't let go? Or does have the situation, won't let go? How can they move off the dime so they're not tied to that anymore? And we said, say thank you 3 times a day. The key to life, Tony, taking action. Make a choice. Take action. You're right, Barry Shore. It's not for me, it's for you. From now forward, rest of my life. because anybody can do this 7 days a week. Hello, especially on Shabbat. I say thank you consciously and conscientiously 3 times. You will experience a shift in your perspective that will affect all other aspects of your life. And you're going to come back and say, well, what do I do now? What more can I do? That's now you know. Now you know when you got it. That's why you want to get one of my books and use it, read it. The books are not for information, even though it's great information. The books are not for inspiration, even though they're inspiring. It's about the T word.
Transformation.
T stands for transformation. Transformation. And again, it's a shift in perspective. We're not talking about, I have to change everything in my life. Simple shift in perspective. Keep that F in place. Shift that perspective.
Right. Life happens. Life is now. Life is not tomorrow. People, I've said this in my life. There were plenty of times. If I knew at 20 what I know at 60, I would have done things a lot differently, right? I had to learn. I went through a lot of transformation. Tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. There were so many I'll do it tomorrows, right? And life is now. If you want to get in shape and you're listening to this, get off the couch when you're done with this podcast and go take a walk. If that's all you can do, go take a walk. If you can walk, maybe do a little jog, maybe get on a bike, get in the water, swim, but now, today, life is now. And it is like this transformation requires committed action, as you say, Barry. And I love your books. When I got your book, you sent me your book and you sent me stacks of your cards. I don't know how many times I've handed out the smile cards to strangers, right? At airports and grocery stores, wherever. I'm usually carrying 2 or 3 of them with me. And, I always get a great reaction. But it's these beautiful acronyms that you come up with. It's really a gift, I think, for you. That is it's like a gift that you're passing on, these wonderful acronyms, because if you learn a few of them and you hang on to them, it's almost like carrying scripture around with you. There's inspiration and power in these simple things.
And again, you can get the book, The Pocket Full of Acronyms, as an ebook free. Just
right.
Go to BetteryShow.com and order a copy of it and read it. You want to buy it and physically carry around with you? We made it pocket size. Fine, and give it to friends. We have some people that buy 10 copies at a time of the acronym book, 10 copies at a time of the O Shift, and of the joy of living. Why? Because they love giving. I want to go to a point that you made, Tony, because it's so vital. Is a word that people say interaction with other people. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll just give me a couple of minutes. I'll do that later. Later is the first step to never. Later is the first step to never. So train yourself. Learn to train yourself to not use the term later unless you say, I am committed to being with you 5 minutes from now. And when you do that, when that comes out of your mouth, say, okay, 5 minutes. Can we do that? But train yourself to avoid using the term later, which means just push it off. Because you will avoid being here now. Now.
That is so good. That's so good, Barry. What a great perspective. Great advice. I'm going to ask you. So, if someone has a habit of not taking ownership, not taking responsibility for their life, if you were coaching someone around that who had this habit of not taking ownership, always shifting the blame, everything is somebody else's fault, it's always a circumstance, is there something that you would share with them to help them shift? Does anything specific come to mind?
So this is so wonderful. Again, I'm urging everybody, get a copy of The Joy of Living. You deserve it. The subtitle has to do with, subtitle, 11 Strategies for learning how to live in joy daily. One of the strategies, Tony, you just identified. Don't complain. Don't blame. So the first part of that strategy is, well, I don't do that. Well, if you say you don't, by definition, you're not human, and therefore you do. So the first thing you want to learn about yourself is, okay, I do that sometimes, but every time I do it, they deserve it. Okay, now what you're doing is not taking ownership. So what we want to do is choice, not chance. Say, I'm going to watch what I say for the next 2 hours. Most human beings above the age of 25 could do that. And then laugh when you catch yourself either complaining or blaming. Don't do anything about it. Just catch yourself and laugh. That's all. And then as this progresses and you do 2 hours, maybe sometimes 3 hours, and a week later you may do 4 hours, maybe in a month or two, you go an entire day and you'll catch yourself a couple of times and you'll laugh. Again, don't change anything yet. Just become aware. Awareness is the first step to success in life. I can tell everybody, I know about the 12-step program because I was an addict. Now I'm going to tell another part of it. And it wasn't an addict. I am an addict. I'm an addicted personality. I'm addicted to joy. Okay, you hear me? I'm addicted to joy. It's an endorphin. It's dopamine. It's oxytocin. It's serotonin. I'm addicted to feeling this good. You want to be able to identify it. The first thing in life is the A. Become an a-hole, what I call an ask-hole. Ask stands for always seek kindness, helping others live exuberantly. So the first thing is awareness. When you can look at yourself and say, I didn't even realize that I was complaining or I was blaming. And again, don't do anything about it. Just aware of it. After maybe a month or 2 or 3, you still want to carry around a little thing, or maybe this days to a phone, and put in and say, okay, it was Tuesday, it was 11:53 in the a.m., and I blamed the checkout person at the grocery store or something. And then when you've done that, I can promise you, Tony, I can promise you, you will have made a difference in your life, and you will never be the same person again. And now you can begin to learn how to live in joy daily. Let me tell everybody what joy stands for. 3 little letters. This you can never forget the rest of your life. Journey of you. What is joy? Journey of you. You are so wonderful. If you only began to understand how wonderful, how positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant you are, and you use that and you channel it so you're a child of God, a channel of goodness, just you shifted the energy of the planet, you wonderful, amazing, powerful person. Learn to love dog poop. Doing a good, powerful person. So that's what we urge everybody to do. First thing is become aware. And you do this with 11 strategies, each one of them, and you'll be happy, healthy, wealthier.
That is so good. That is so good. The awareness, Barry, I love what you said about noticing but not reacting, because I had a habit of when I caught myself doing something I didn't want to do or didn't like to do or was embarrassed, I would immediately berate myself, right? I would say something negative to myself. Oh, you're so right. And, I have recently, just like in the last few years, honestly, started noticing that and recognize, what am I doing? I'm just reinforcing these negative beliefs by berating myself when I make a mistake. And if anyone that's listening, if you don't know the gold that Barry just dropped on you right now, the suggestion to notice and then laugh at it, not do anything about it, just notice it. Like this awareness, and then shifting away from the habit of beating yourself up, are talking negatively when you recognize that you've done something, learning to laugh at yourself, not make such a big deal out of it. We are all imperfect humans, right? And we're also perfect. It's kind of a a conundrum to me, because God made us the way that we are, and we're so powerful, and we continue to make mistakes. We continue to learn. They're all opportunities, and just being able to notice when I do something wrong, and detach from it, like, okay, yeah, well, I probably want to not do that again. Probably not want to say that again. Oh wow, look, I said that. I can't believe I did that. All right, I can choose differently. But it's that detachment and stop beating myself up that helps me actually be gentle and loving to myself. I don't know what
So,
it is, but there's the dynamic, this cycle of self-deprecation that just
let's
perpetuates
just talk
us.
the
Yeah,
two remarkably powerful words, and I think we can conclude and really bring a huge benefit to everybody because you said it so eloquently. The two words are self-talk. The most important speech you will ever hear is not from anybody on any social media, no matter the platform, no matter who it is. It can be even the best, most positive being in the world, doesn't matter. Self-talk is the most powerful talk you'll ever listen to. Why? Because self stands for recognizing you are a soul experiencing life fully. That's what self stands for. Talk stands for teaching always love and kindness. Self talk. You are
okay.
a soul experiencing life fully, teaching always love and kindness to who? You.
You.
When you can do that, you look at somebody you did and you laugh. I did that. Oh, Barry, you are so cool. And you know something? If I were you, I would consider not doing that again.
Yeah.
And if you berate, you're doing exactly what you said. You're enforcing negativity. So if you're choosing not to, and say, okay, it's not what I want to do. That you hear what you said because you determine who you are. Self-talk, the most important speech you'll ever hear. Again, this is all in my books. Recognize, first of all, I had to become aware that you are a soul experiencing life fully. That's a high level. Talk, teaching always love and kindness. When you talk to a child, don't you want to do that? You want to teach love and kindness? When you talk to a person that you love, don't you want to teach always love and kindness? If you begin to love yourself, you will go a long way to helping the world. Do you hear this? You will go a long way to helping the world and to shift the energy of the planet into the positive, purposeful, powerful. Plus, that's self-talk.
That's amazing. Yeah. Very good, Barry. Barry, the last thing I want to ask you, is there anyone that you want to be a hero to in your life?
Absolutely. One hand, my wife. I love her dearly. We're married 47 years. And when I became paralyzed, would have been too easy to say, I can't deal with this. We made it through, but not just through. It became better. My wife. And the other piece is I have two young grandsons. So to them, I want to be a hero. I want each one of them to say, oh, Papa, he's my hero. I love Papa. Papa does this. Papa does that. I want to emulate that without them saying it because they're only 7 and 4.5. So they're not going to use the word emulate. They're going to
Right.
model what we do.
That's great. That's great. So, Barry, as we're winding up, I want, first of all, thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. And everyone that's listening, I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to have Barry's links posted on this podcast, wherever you're listening to it, YouTube, the different platforms, the links will be there. But I want to ask Barry to just repeat where you want people to go one more time to find out about you, where they can get your books, where they can find out about Einstein Cares.
Right. So to find out more about Barry Shore, go to barryshore.com, BARRYSHORE.com. Go to EinsteinCares.com, like Albert Einstein, EINSTEIN, CARES, EinsteinCares.com. And avail yourself of the opportunity to grow every day. Grow is a wonderful 4-letter word standing for generating rays of wisdom. That's what you are in life. Tony, I'd like to do 2 things, if I may. I'm going to give a hug to all the thousands and tens of thousands of people who'll be experiencing this podcast, and a blessing. Can we do that?
Let's do it.
Okay, so HUG stands for Heartfelt Unlimited Giving. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And a blessing from Tony and Barry is go forth. Live exuberantly. Spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference.
Love it. Barry, thank you so very much for spending this time with me. I really appreciate you. Everyone, go get Barry's books. You will change your life with the wisdom this man has left for you. So go do it now. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to Hero Up. I hope today's episode challenged you to step up as a hero in your field and provided you with valuable insights to express your unique voice and message. If you found this episode helpful and motivating, please leave a review and share it with your friends and family. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes and amazing guests. Until next time, find your voice, share your message, live your mission.